Good morning, friends. In the last lecture, we saw the revision of the 9th standard. What is congruency of triangles? Yes, you're doing the 9th standard. We saw triangles. In brief, we saw what is congruency of triangles. So, when are two triangles said to be congruent? When are two triangles said to be congruent? So, you must recall that congruency when they coincide. So, basically for congruency, it should have the same shape and also the same size. And after that, the proper correspondence. I explain to you what this means. Correspondence is how to place the triangles. So, only in certain correspondences they are congruent. If two congruent triangles are placed differently, then the correspondence might not be equal. And then we moved on to similarity of triangles. Similarity, I explained to you, is the same shape. The size is not the same, but it is always in the same ratio. The ratio of the sides is maintained. So I told you the example. And when you, in a mobile, enlarge a picture, zoom in or zoom out, then the picture increases in all the dimensions through the same ratio. Then we did the theorem. I hope you remember the theorem. What was the theorem? When a line drawn parallel to one side of a triangle intersects the other two sides in two distinct points, then it divides the sides into equal ratios. So, the theorem was something like that, and did all the forms also. We'll revise. Triangle ABC, 2BC, there was a line which cuts at DE. So, we have got three results. First is a theorem result. AD upon DB. AD upon DB equal to AE upon EC. This was part upon part equal to part upon part corresponding. But from that, we deduced two more results. Which results were that? AD upon AB. Part on the whole equal to part on the whole. The top part upon the whole is equal to the top part upon the whole. And the bottom part over the whole equal to the other side bottom part over the whole. So this is what we derived. Then we saw a few examples also. Right? We also solved a few examples. Now I had given you the textual exercise for practice. I have sent you, I hope you have done it. If you have got any doubts, you can revert to me. In the next video, I will also solve those doubts. Yes, so this is the theorem done. Now we have to make the use of the theorem. So exercise 6.2 is making the use of this theorem. What you have to find out, the diagrams are given in different manners, but you have to see which line is parallel to which side. So your D is parallel to BC, so we get this ratio, and also told you this is AB, we can draw a line parallel to AB. Call it PQ. Then the ratio becomes PC upon AP equal to CQ upon BQ. Or you draw the line parallel to AC. Let us call it XY. So the same thing remains. It is only dependent on which line is parallel to which side. So the theorem again states what? When a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, it divides the other two sides in the same ratio. So this is the revision we did the last time. Now, after exercise 6.2, we are going to move on to theorem 6.3. Okay? Now theorem 6.3, before we go to, we will see the criteria for similarity of triangles. What is the criteria? Now in the congruency, again we will revise, there was criteria. Now again, what is congruency? It is the same shape and the same size. Means for congruency we have taken 6 conditions. Remember, when two triangles are congruent, say ABC is congruent to PQR. Then angle A equal to angle P, angle B equal to angle Q, angle C equal to angle R. Three angles have to be equal, corresponding angles, and the sides also. AB is equal to PQ, BC is equal to QR, and AC is equal to PR. So 6 conditions have to be satisfied. The 3 corresponding angles have to be equal and the 3 sides also have to be equal. So 6 conditions when they are satisfied. But there were certain axioms and theorems. We did it last time. We told SSS. If the corresponding sides of a triangle are congruent, then the triangles will be congruent. So if the 3 sides, corresponding sides are equal, then they are congruent, so the angles will automatically be equal. If 2 sides of a triangle and the included angle is equal, it is congruent. Then there was ASA, 2 angles and the included side. From that we got a result AAS, and the last one we did was RHS, right? This is all of the 9 standard, the conditions for congruency. In the same way, we have got conditions for similarity also. So today we are going to see the conditions of similarity. So for congruency, what was there? Same shape, same size, and the correspondence we have to check. In similarity, same shape but in the same ratio. So the angles are equal, the sides are not equal, but they are in the same ratio. So we have got these 5 conditions for congruency. Today we are going to see the conditions for similarity. So again, what is the condition for similarity? The angles have to be equal and the sides have to be in the same ratio. Now there is one activity which is given in the book, and we will do the same activity. So what you can do now is pause the video again for a second, take out your protector, your scale and a pencil. Okay? We are going to do an activity. Pause the video, get a scale, get a protector and get a pencil. And when you get it, let's begin. Draw one line of 3 centimeter. I am drawing 3, you can do 4, whatever you want. One line segment of 3 centimeter and one line segment of 5 centimeter. This is not drawn to scale. In your book, you can draw it to your scale. Okay? So we have got one straight line 3 centimeter, straight line 5 centimeter. So what is the ratio of these 2 sides? Let me call this AB and let me call this PQ and AML. So what is the ratio of the 2 sides? AB upon PQ is 3 upon 5. Yes, we are doing an activity, so follow the steps properly. Are you done here? Now using your protector, you know how to use a protector? You put the protector here, the way it is given, and where it is given 40, there you draw a line and trace your line at 40 degree. Yes? So make a ray say whatever, you don't need to name it, name it 40 degree. So I have got this angle as 40 degree. Repeat the same over here. At P, draw a ray of 40 degree. At B, draw a ray of 60 degree. Even at Q, draw a ray of 60 degree, right? 60 degree. Here you can make the point C, this point where they both intersect, and you call this line. Okay? So if you have done the construction 40, 60, the protector where it joins C. Now you know the 3 angles of a triangle. The 3 angles of a triangle, the total is always 180. So how will you find angle C? Angle A plus angle B plus angle C equal to 180 degree. Angle A is 40, angle B is 60, angle C we don't know, 180 degree, this is 100. So angle C is 180 minus 100 equal to 80 degree. This you got 80 degree. Similarly, this also will be 80 degrees by the same principles. So in this diagram, we have seen the corresponding angles are equal. So if I draw this 40 perfectly, then this 60 perfectly, this will be 80. The same goes here. But now what we have to check? The part. Now take out your scale. Yes, if your drawing is accurate, you will get an answer, but not to worry. There in a construction is always a little bit of inaccuracy. Measure AC. Measure AC and measure PI. AC measure and PI you measure, find the ratio. Now it will not be to exact scale. Why? The scale can only go accurate in millimeter. It will be something in the point. You cannot go very accurate, but still you can try. AC divided by PR. How much will you get? You can use a calculator and try out. If you do the cutting, are you cutting 3 by 5? How much is 3 by 5? 3 by 5 is 0.6, right? 3 by 5 is 0.6. So if a calculator you divide AC by PR, and if you get your answer 0.59 something or 0.61, anywhere between 0.58 and 0.62, then you can see the ratio has been maintained. Also measure AB and PQ, and you will nearly get the same ratio. So here the angles, corresponding angles are equal and corresponding sides are in the same ratio. So what you can see from this activity, when you draw two triangles whose angles are equal and the sides are not equal, but if the angles are equal, then when you measure the ratio of the two sides, the ratio will always be the same. So from this activity, we will move on to theorem 6.3. Theorem 6.3 states what? Let us see. Theorem 6.3 states, if in two triangles corresponding angles are equal, then their corresponding sides are in the same ratio, or you can say proportion, and hence the two triangles are similar, because that is the condition of similarity. The angle should be equal and the side should be in proportion. So 6 conditions are there. The angles should be equal and the corresponding side should be in the same proportion. Now in this theorem we have only taken what? That the angles are equal. We know nothing about the sides. But the theorem says that if the angles are equal, if they are given that it is equal, then the sides will be in the same proportion. So let us say we are given two triangles. A, B, C and P, Q, R. Two triangles are given. What is given? The AAA, the corresponding angles are equal, means angle A is equal to angle B. It is given. So this is what is given to us. Given triangle ABC and triangle PQR. It is given. Also given angle A equal to angle P, angle B equal to angle Q, angle C equal to angle R. So angle B is equal to angle Q and angle C equal to angle R. This is given to us, the angles are equal. What we have to prove? We have to prove that the sides AB upon PQ equal to BC upon QR equal to AC upon PR. So actually there are 6 conditions for similarity, but here 3 are given, that the angles are equal. What we have to prove? We have to prove if the angles are equal, then the sides are in the same ratio. That is what we have to prove. Okay, so now should we move on to the proof? So let us move on to the proof then. Let us see how we prove it, okay? Okay, so for the proof, what we have to do? Let us find the proof. For the proof, you know the measure of AB. So draw PD, draw point D on PQ. Draw point D on PQ such that I will draw. Why I did this? Because this is the smaller triangle and this is the bigger triangle. You can see. So I draw a point on this. Otherwise, you can draw a point on this also. Draw a point B on PQ such that AB equal to DP. So AB equal to DP. I have to draw it in such a way. Got this? Similarly, draw point E on PR. E on PR such that AC equal to PE. So I am specially doing this. What I am doing here, I am drawing a point D such that AB equal to DP and AC equal to PE. Now join D. So let us join them. Now what I have taken, AB equal to DP. I have drawn it equal. AC equal to P. I have drawn it equal. And it was given angle A is equal to angle B. So what I have drawn, I will write here, I have done AB equal to DP. I have drawn by construction. You can write here by the construction. We drew it. Angle A equal to angle P. That is given to us. And again AC equal to PE by construction. Okay. This you can see, but what I need to mention, what I have taken here, I have taken a triangle ABC and triangle PDE. See this, which triangles I have taken now? ABC and PDE. In that, AB equal to DP, by construction I made both of them equal. Angle A equal to angle P was given to me and AC equal to P by construction. So by side, angle, side. See? 9th standard theorem. By SAS theorem, these two triangles are congruent. ABC is congruent to triangle PDE. Now, if this is congruent, I proved that the triangle is congruent. So if these two triangles are congruent, then their sides should be equal and their angles should also be equal. So if their sides are equal and angles are equal, it would be angle B equal to angle D and angle C equal to angle E. Yes, I proved these two triangles are congruent by SAS. So if the triangles are congruent, all their corresponding sides should be equal, all their angles should be equal. So angle B equal to angle D, angle C equal to angle E. And is it clear till here? Have you followed the line of thought? What I did? Drew a point on D such that AB equal to DP. Drew a point E on PR such that AC equal to PE. So now I took the triangle ABC and PDE. I have drawn AB equal to DP. Angle equal to angle P is given to me. It was already given. And AC is equal to PE. So by SAS, the two triangles are congruent. But if the triangles are congruent, the angles will be equal. So I have drawn, yes. Now what do you observe over here? Angle D and angle Q are equal because angle B equal to angle Q and angle B equal to angle D. So D and Q is equal, E and R is equal, right? So if I take these two lines and this is a transversal, the corresponding angles are equal, so these two lines are parallel. Because the corresponding angles are equal, we have DE is parallel to QR. Now what do we get if DE is parallel to QR? What is so special about it? Yes? So move to theorem 6.1. If one line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, a line drawn parallel to one side of a triangle intersecting the other two sides in two distinct points, then it cuts in the same ratio. So if it cuts in the same ratio, what will we get now? If D is parallel to QR, we get PD upon PQ. You can say, yes, PD upon PQ equal to PE upon PR, because the lines are parallel. Yes? I hope you followed this. So first I do the construction. By SAIs I showed the two triangles are congruent. If they are congruent, their angles are equal. So I showed these two angles are equal. B is equal to D, E is equal to C. But now corresponding angles are equal, so the lines are parallel. And if a line is drawn parallel to one side, then it cuts the other two sides in the equal ratio. So we got this. Now, what is PD equal to by construction? PD was equal to AB. Yes, we have drawn it. So now we can write AB upon PQ equal to AC P. But P is equal to AC. So instead of P I can write AC upon PR. So this is what I got. AB upon PQ equal to AC upon PR. This is the one thing I have done. What I have shown you? I have shown AB upon PQ equal to AC upon PR. Okay, one. But the theorem doesn't end here. But we do not know the whole thing. Now you can write similarly. Similarly you can prove. So to prove similarly, what you need to do? Again you need to continue the sum. To draw AB equal to QE or QF, and this equal to, you put a point here. So you have to keep on doing it similarly. But you will get what now? When you do it right, you can write it down. Similarly we will get, we will not prove it again now, but we write similarly we will now get AB upon PQ. You will get it. AB upon PQ equal to BC upon QR. If you go further, you will get it, but we are not supposed to do it. We did one, and you can write similarly we get this. So AB upon PQ equal to BC upon QR we will get. AB upon PQ equal to AC upon PR we will get. And therefore, AB upon PQ equal to BC upon QR equal to AC upon PR. Hence, proved. Yes? So the theorem is proved. So this theorem we have proved now from theorem 6.1. So again, what is the theorem? The theorem is, if in two triangles the corresponding angles are equal, then the sides will be in the same ratio. This theorem is called the AAA criterion. It is called the AAA criterion. The AAA criterion means if the corresponding angles of two triangles are congruent, then the sides will be in the same ratio, and because they are in the same ratio, they will be similar. Or the other way around, if the corresponding angles are congruent, the triangles are similar, and so they are in the same ratio. I hope this theorem is clear to you, because we'll do sums based on this theorem later. Okay? Now we'll go to one more topic based on this theorem. Okay, now further, last in this A criterion, what you have given? Angle A equal to angle P, angle B equal to angle Q, and angle C equal to angle R. The AAA criterion. Yes? This is the AAA criterion. Let me break it up. Let us say angle A equal to angle P is given, angle B equal to angle Q is given, but angle C equal to angle R is not given. Only two angles are given. So what do we do about the next one now? This is the AA criterion. We did the theorem of AA criterion. Yes, but now instead of AA criterion, we only have the AA. Only two angles are given congruent. So what we can do now? Can we show the triangles are similar? Okay, let us try. In triangle ABC, we know angle A plus angle B plus angle C equal to 180 degree. The sum is always 180. On the other side, angle P plus angle Q plus angle R equal to 180 degree. Other side, right? Now angle A is equal to angle P. So instead of angle P, I will write angle A. Angle B equal to angle Q. So instead of Q, I will write B. And this we do not know. Now let me subtract. So A and A get cut, B and B get cut, minus and I get angle C minus angle R equal to 0. Moving to the other side, angle C equal to angle R. So we already know now and understood, if two angles are given equal, but the third is not given equal, not to worry, the third is not given equal. Yes, if two angles are congruent, then automatically by the angle sum property of triangle, the third angle will be congruent. So we have broken down the AA criterion to the AA criterion now. So what does it say? There is no need for three angles to be congruent. Even if two angles are congruent, then you can say that the triangles will be similar. So what is this criterion called? This criterion is called the AA criterion. AA similarity criterion means only two angles of two corresponding triangles are congruent, then the condition is a similarity. Okay, now let us do one sum. The example 4 of the book. Example 4 states that PQ and RS are two parallel lines. They both, so PS and QR intersect at O. You have to show triangle POQ is similar to triangle SOR. Okay, so now we will do something which you have done before, and see, when the lines are parallel and we take PS as a transversal, then angle P will be equal to angle S. What will you write here? Alternate angles. Similarly, angle Q equal to angle R. What is the alternate angles? So we have two angles are congruent. So by the A criterion we can show the similar, or you can even show the third one if you want. Angle POQ is equal to angle SOR. It is vertically opposite angles. So by AA criterion the two triangles are similar. Yes. Now I have shown all the three angles. You need not show all the three angles. Okay. There is no need that you show all the three angles, because you can even use the AA criterion. That is the criterion of using two angles. Let us do one more sum. We now move on to theorem 6.5. It states if one angle of a triangle is equal to one angle of other triangle and the sides including these angles are proportional, then the two triangles are similar. So let us see by diagram what is given to us. We are given angle ABC and angle PQR. This is given, okay? But what is given here? If one angle of one triangle means one angle of one triangle. So let me write what is given. The given part is triangle ABC and triangle PQR. Two triangles are given. One angle of one triangle is equal to one angle of another triangle, and the sides including this angle. So in angle A, which are the two sides which include angle A? AB and AC. You see these two sides include angle A. So AB is one side and AC is the other. So and here PQ and PR include angle P. So what is given here? One angle of a triangle is equal to one angle of other triangle. Two angles are equal. Then the sides included these angles. Means you have to always take, if I take angle B, I should take these two sides. But if I have taken angle A, so I take these two sides. I have taken angle P, so these two sides. The sides which include the angle are proportional. So it is also given that AB upon PQ is equal to AC upon PR. Okay. Now here you need to mention, so you can see here AB is smaller than PQ and AC is smaller than PR. They are proportional, but the numerator is smaller. Because the numerator is smaller, the ratio will be smaller than 1. Yes? I hope you understood this. Why I have written this less than 1. I have written this because it is lesser. If the triangle ABC was bigger than PQR, then the ratio would be greater than 1. But because it is smaller, I have written it as less than 1. Okay? Now to prove, what will we do? We will do the same thing that we did before. Because the ratio is less than 1. Okay, but anyway, what we have to prove? Just let me write the to prove part. We have to prove that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. Okay? So we'll move to the proof. Let me rub the theorem first. For the proof, again, what I will do? For the proof, I will draw. I'm not writing, we have to draw. What? Draw point P, point D such that AB equal to DP. So draw the point P such that AB equal to DP. And draw the point E such that AC equal to PE. So we have to draw it in such a way that AB equal to DP and AC equal to PE. Now join DE. So like last time, we have drawn AB equal to DP and AC equal to PE. And what is given? Angle A equal to angle P. So this is by construction. This is given to us. The given is again by construction. So by SAS congruency criteria. SAS congruency, because they are equal, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PDE, congruent. Yes? But because it is congruent, what happens? Because it is congruent, the ratio will become equal. Yes? What do you observe here? So what have you figured out? ABC is congruent to PDE. If they are congruent, the corresponding angle should be equal. So angle B and angle D should be equal, and angle C and angle E should be equal because they are congruent. So let me write angle B equal to angle D and angle C equal to angle E. I hope it is clear till here. Now what is also given to us? Given that AB upon PQ equal to AC upon PR. But what you can see here, AB is equal to DP. So we get, from here we get DP upon PQ equal to AC. AC is equal to P equal to PE upon PR. What do you observe? DP upon DQ equal to PE upon PR. So DE is parallel to QR. Why this? This is the converse of theorem 6.1. What did theorem 6.1 say? A line parallel to one side cuts the other two sides in equal ratios. The converse is, if the line cuts the two sides in equal ratios, then the lines are parallel. So because we replaced this and we got this, they are in equal ratio, so the lines have to be parallel. But if the lines are parallel, the corresponding angles have to be equal. So angle B, so angle D and angle Q are equal. So angle D is equal to angle Q and angle angle E is equal to angle R. Why? Because we showed that the lines are parallel. If the lines are parallel, the corresponding angles are equal. So now we have angle B equal to angle Q, angle C equal to angle R. We were given angle A equal to angle P. So by the AAA criterion, the two triangles are similar. So we have proved here. Yes. Now remember, I proved ABC equal to PDE by congruency, but what I proved by similarity, I've used the same thing. So what does the theorem say? Remember the theorem? The theorem is called the SAS criterion for similarity, not congruency. Here it was for congruency. In congruency, the angle has to be equal and the sides also have to be equal. But in the SAS for similarity, the angle has to be congruent, equal, but the sides have to be in proportion. It is not necessary the sides are equal. So we have got SAS for congruency and SAS for similarity. Again I repeat, in congruency, SAS, the corresponding sides should be equal, the included angle should be equal, and again the corresponding side should be equal for congruency. For similarity, this side, the ratio of these two sides and these two sides should be equal. Ratio should be equal and angle should be equal. So here the side should be equal, here the side should be in the same ratio. So we have done the SAS criterion. So which are the theorems we did today? We did the AAA criterion. There is the corresponding angles of two triangles are equal, the triangles are similar. From that we shortened down to AA axiom also, the AA criterion for similarity. And today we have done the third one is the SAS, side angle side. So what is the SAS? SAS is if one angle of one triangle is equal to one angle of another triangle and the sides including the triangle, the sides that includes the angle, the sides that includes the angle are in the same ratio, then the two triangles are similar. I repeat, if one angle of one triangle is equal to one angle of another triangle and the sides which include the angle are in the same ratio, so what we had? We had angle equal to angle P and we had AB upon PQ equal to AC upon PR, then the two triangles are similar. So if they are similar, then the remaining angles also become equal and the third side also becomes in the same proportion. Let us see an example. So we have a sum on the board. In this figure, it is given OA into OB. OA into OB equal to OC into OD. This is given to us into yes. We have to show angle A equal to angle C and angle B equal to angle D. This is what we have to show. Okay? So let us begin. We are given OA into OB equal to OC into OD. So what I do here, I bring this OD down here and OB down here. So I get OA upon OD equal to OC upon OB. So what I have got? OA upon OD equal to OC upon OB. Now angle AOD is equal to angle BOC. Can you tell me why? Angle AOD, this angle is equal to angle BOC. Why? Because they are vertically opposite angles. So this angle and this angle is equal. Now we have got, look at these two triangles. Which triangles? Triangle AOD and triangle BOC. Look at that. Or we should have taken what? Yes, we can take also AOD and COB. Will be better, right? Take AOD and COB. Now what you have got here? I think you have taken the wrong, so we should have not done this. We should do the other way down. We have to go OA upon OC. The OC should come down and OD upon OB. Yes, this would be the right one. So OA upon OC equal to OD upon OB. Ratios are equal and the angle in between is also equal. So two sides are in the same ratio and the included angle is equal. So by SAS similarity criterion. What do you have by the SAS similarity criterion? You have triangle AOD is similar to triangle COB. But if that is the case, then by similarity what we have? Angle A equal to angle C and angle D equal to angle B, which we had to prove. Shall we follow? So since this was given in this manner, in multiplication we rearranged it. How we rearrange? OA upon OC equal to OD upon OB. The angles are equal because they are vertically opposite. So by SAS criterion we have showed the two triangles are equal. So we have done the AAA criterion and did an example on it. We have done the SAS criterion. We have done an example on it. So I hope you have understood this. You can try out exercise 6.3 from the textbook. If you do not have the textbook, then I will send you the sums. Yes, so if you keep on practicing, have you understood? So revise this till you understand it properly, and if you practice the sums properly, then this will be thorough for you. Yes, so we'll do the exercise and then I'll get back with the solutions also, okay? If you need. I hope and I know that you will solve it very well, but still if you got any doubts, you can contact me, send me a message and I will send you the solution. Okay, so let's end here for today. Thank you.